by Tanny, and thanks so much for joining us for another episode of The Living Show, Living in Shelby Township. I'm here in Whispering Woods Park with Pam Marshall, and we are here sitting in one of the pavilions here in the park, and Pam's going to tell us a little bit about renting the pavilions.
Hi, thanks for having me. Yeah, we've got a number of pavilions available in Shelby throughout the different parks. Here in Whispering Woods Park, we've got this little pavilion here, and we've got pavilions available for rent at Riverbends Park. There's 3 pavilions over there that we rent out. People use them a lot for graduation parties, family reunions, birthday parties, and over this past year they used them for a lot of other things because they couldn't meet indoors because of the COVID restrictions, but they were able to meet outdoors, so that was really great to be able to accommodate, you know, people from the area for that.
So speaking of COVID restrictions, now that it has subsided quite a bit, what are the guidelines like for renting the pavilions or even really being at the parks in general?
Well, our regular rentals are pretty much the same as they have been. You can, when you rent it, you can reserve the pavilion for the day. Our parks are open from 8 a.m. till 8 p.m. or dusk, whichever comes first. So when you rent it, you get it for that whole time period for your group. And right now, as far as I know, the group sizes are pretty much, I mean, you still have to social distance. So other than that,
do you have like an X amount of number of people that you can?
Well, like the pavilions at the pavilions at Riverbends Park normally hold about 150 people.
Oh, wow.
So with social distancing, you could probably have 50 to 60 or so comfortably to do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
But you know, things change from day to day, as we all know, depending on what the state decides is best for that time. So we're hoping that, you know, as things progress, we'll be able to have more people in each of the pavilions. So
okay, so we talked a little bit about outdoor activities and the guidelines. What about any indoor activities? Do you know any guidelines differentiating, you know, like as far as how when COVID was bad, how it's going to be now?
Sure. Well, as far as indoor activities are concerned, at the activity center, for a long time we couldn't have anybody inside other than the staff. We were able a while back to start opening up a little bit at a time. Our pickleball players are very happy about that because they're inside playing pickleball. But we do have to limit to how many people, and we've been doing an online reservation, so they can go to the township's website, to the Parks and Rec page, and register to be able to come and play pickleball. We've got open volleyball, things like that going on too.
That sounds fun, and anyone's welcome to kind of join in on that then?
Yeah, all they have to do is go to the website and sign up.
That's actually what I was just going to ask you, is if anyone wanted to reach you or with any other questions, do they go on the website to get a hold of you, or is there a phone number to call or a person they should ask for?
Well, they can call the Parks and Rec office at 586-731-0300. Any of the staff there can help as far as answering questions and taking reservations, especially for like the shelter reservations. We're doing so many pavilion reservations right now.
So if someone's interested in renting a pavilion for a party or a shower, like you were saying, they have to go online, is that correct? And they have to put in a reservation for that, is that correct?
Well, they actually don't do it online. They can call us, and we can take care of it over the phone using a credit card, and we would email them their contract, or they can stop into the activity center and do it in person if they'd like. But yeah, if they're going to have a party, it's in their best interest to reserve the shelter, because if somebody else has it reserved, they're not going to be able to use it.
Right.
And technically, yeah, any group of 20 people or more is supposed to make a reservation. So that way we know that they're going to be there, and that's kind of what the township ordinance says that we have to do. So. And there is a fee involved. Fees range depending on which shelter it is. They can range anywhere from $50 to $200, depending whether you're a resident of Shelby or Utica or not.
That's what I was going to ask. Is it depending on how many people are there, or just versus like if you're a resident, or which pavilion you're in? Is that all kind of put in there?
Yeah. The resident rate is $30 cheaper than the non-resident rate, so you get a discount when you live in Shelby or Utica. And the different shelters vary a little bit in price because some of them do hold more people than others, but the price is the same whether or not you're going to have 20 people or 100
Okay, so it doesn't
people.
matter about the people, number
Right,
of people. Okay.
exactly. Yep.
Okay. So as far as the pavilions in other parks, tell us a little bit about those and how people can rent those.
Okay. Well, we've got River Bends Park where there's 3 pavilions there that can be rented. There's also a smaller pavilion over at Woodall Park, which is just across the river from River Bends. That one holds normally about 50 people or so smaller groups can...
50 people normally, or 50
Normally.
people split?
Yeah.
After? Okay, so
Normally,
you
yep.
obviously have to cut it all in half now.
Exactly, yeah, for now, yep. So, and we have a small pavilion at May Stecker Park that also gets rented out. And then our newest park, which is Jean Shepherd Park over at 23 in DeQuinder, where the splash pad is. That one has another pavilion that's for rent that's the same size about as the ones at River Bends. So that's a real popular park as well because it's got the splash pad, and fingers crossed that we'll be able to open that up this summer
Yeah,
too.
the kids will love that
yes,
for sure.
Yeah.
So, well, thank you so much for joining us today, Pam.
sure.
We are so excited about being able to get outside and have things not be so, restricted for all of us. And I'm sure that you will be getting contacted about the pavilion rentals. So thanks so much for
Great.
joining us
Well,
today.
thanks for having me. Appreciate it.
Hey, let's check out this park. Oh, wow, that's really cool. To find a great local park or forest near you, go to discovertheforest.org.
We're happy to say that we will be doing programs, and we already have begun programs as of March 1st. So we've resumed our Nature Trails program, which is the first and third Thursday of every month. And we have 2 sessions. One is at 10 a.m. and one is at 1:30 in the afternoon. And we do limit our numbers as far as how many can attend because it is indoors. At this point, I think the state now has us at 30% occupancy. So that means we can have up to 30 people in the building at a time. Okay. We don't normally get that many kids in or parents total for that program. So by spreading the 2 programs out, we should be good. But they do have to pre-register prior to the program itself. And they can do that through Facebook, online, or they can call us and register as well. We also have restarted our homeschool program, and homeschool is on the first Wednesday of each month until June. So that occurs at 1:30 in the afternoon. The next one is all outdoors, so there is no limitation to that one. The other one will be outdoors, and some of it will be indoors, although we could make adjustments and do the crafting outdoors as well. We also have an upcoming OWL program, which will be April 10th and 11th. There are 2 sessions on the 10th, one in the morning and one in the afternoon, and there is also one on Sunday. And they'll be talking about owls. They'll dissect owl pellets. And that program also has limitations, just like Nature Tales would have. We also have another program coming up in April. April's program is an Earth Day celebration, and that will be in conjunction with Earth Day, and that will be on April the 24th. And some of it will be indoors and some of it will be outdoors. So we'll be rotating groups through, and it'll include discussions on composting, on recycling, and repurposing, and we'll be doing some crafts as well as some games. We are open to the public, our normal hours from 10 a.m. until 6 p.m. Wednesday through Saturday, and then on Sundays we're open from noon until 5. The restrictions as far as our being open, you can make an appointment from home and let us know how many are coming, or a lot of times people just come to the door and we make the appointment as they get here because we're not really busy. If we were busy, we would ask them to come back, maybe in 15 minutes or so. But other than that, we've never had to do that so far. You will need to wear a mask while in the building, and the adults do need to fill out COVID questionnaires.
Hello, my name is Brandon. I'm the technology librarian with the Shelby Township Library. I'm excited to announce that the Shelby Township Library has purchased services from Hoopla. Hoopla Digital Services offers 700,000 materials, that is movies and TV shows, books, audiobooks, and graphic novels on demand. Let's learn how to access this. Starting at hoopladigital.com, we will click the link. We will be welcomed to a bright screen, and it will ask if we want to use our location services. It's up to you whether or not you want to accept or deny this, but accepting it will make the library application a little easier. On the home screen, we can click Get Started Today. And it will ask for some basic information. Let's get started with our email address. We will enter our email address incorrectly, and it will ask for us to type it in 2 times just to make sure there isn't any happy accidents. Now, there is no cost to this service, and it will not ask for any personal information outside of your library card. So, choose a password you can remember, and not a simple one, but this doesn't have to be as complicated as your bank password. I'm going to choose my favorite beverage, and we are going to type it in twice. It's going to ask for the terms and conditions and privacy for you to agree, and we will click Agree. After we select Agree, it's going to ask us to choose your library. If we selected to allow location services, Shelby Township should pop right up there. But if it doesn't, we will type in Shelby Township. We will select Next. And it will ask, would you like us to notify you about further features, and would you like occasional emails? That is up to you. Hoopla does not sell any of your information. And it will ask for your library card number and your library PIN number. If you have this information already, then you are great to go. You can enter this information. However, if you don't have a library card, or maybe you told one of your friends about Shelby Township who is not a regular user, the library now offers a digital library card application. You can select below, don't have a library card? Click here. Upon doing so, you will be taken to the Suburban Library Cooperative page. It will ask some basic information of which we can fill out together. After completing this registration, you will be provided with an online code. This will work as your temporary online library card until we can mail you a new library card with a new number. After inputting the information, we will find our temporary library card number. So we will want to copy this information, and we can do that by highlighting it, right-clicking, and selecting Copy. This card is great for the next 30 days. Please bring a valid picture ID with proof of residency to your home library to receive a permanent card and your new library card number. This library card number is excellent throughout Macomb County and also provides you service to all of our digital resources. We will return to hoopla.com and we will paste this library card number in, and we will provide it with our PIN number that we provided the Suburban Library Cooperative. Click Sign Me Up. Now we are on the Hoopla page. Your library allows patrons to borrow 5 items instantly a month. Your library is us, Shelby Township Library, and we are excited to offer you this service. Hoopla, as I said, provides digital materials instantly. If we go up to the top bar where it says Browse, it will have these categories set out for you as audiobooks, movies, music, comics, ebooks, and television. We will have a search bar that allows us to search everything, or we can narrow it down. We can narrow it by those selected categories or by authors, categories, publishers, and series. We also will have a handy kids mode. Right now you will see that it is off. If we select it, it will turn it on and it will set it to an age-appropriate selection of materials. Hoopla has over 700,000 materials for you to instantly check out. So I do recommend searching maybe by category to category or ask a friend or librarian for a suggestion. It's very easy to get overwhelmed. Hoopla, with its 700,000 items, is sure to have something that you absolutely want, but it also may have things you've never heard of before. This recommendation engine works for each category of items, that's audiobooks, movies, music, and more, and you can tell Hoopla what is it you enjoy. So maybe we listen to our audiobooks in the car and we really enjoy listening to biographies. We can select that. But when we get home, we want to listen to something maybe a little more inspirational because we had that long day at work. We can tell Hoopla to recommend more movies that are inspirational, and so forth. Hoopla is regularly updated and they try to stay with the trend. So you may see a list of series right at the top, and you may not know necessarily why, but those who have watched Bridgerton on Netflix will recognize instantly Julia Quinn's series, and they will be able to read each of these books, again, with no wait. If you're not sure what you're looking for and would enjoy recommendations, you'll see the recommendation button, or you can go to categories. Categories is an interesting feature that is kind of similar to Goodreads. It's going to put items in categories, but there'll be some unique ones like books for bedtime, or Asian stories and experiences, or book club recommendations. Again, Hoopla offers 5 items a month. So after you've checked out the 5, you have to wait until the end of the month for your checkouts to refresh. 5 items may not sound like much when you are in the television category and you are watching a TV series, but 5 items can be great if you are watching a movie a weekend. If we were looking for a movie to watch, we can go back to this search bar and we will see the trending searches, including Before the Coffee Gets Cold, Harry Potter, and WandaVision, or things like Percy Jackson and Ken Burns. We will see that documentaries and TV shows are readily available. Let's select this Ken Burns documentary on jazz. When we are on the page, we will see the title, we will see the TV rating, whether or not it has closed captions, the length, and we will see a description of what we are looking at. If we love this and we want to watch it later, we can go to the heart and we can click on it. If we're ready to watch now, we can click on Borrow. We'll see that this title is available for 3 days from when we click on this. So it's best to click on this when you think you may be able to watch it. Select Borrow, and it will ask if you're ready to borrow. select Borrow Again, and it's ready for you to play, and it provides the date of which you return the item. Hoopla Digital is supported by many platforms. So whether you're using a Roku, the Amazon Fire Stick, an Apple TV, or you are Chromecasting to your TV, you are sure to find a way to watch these programs whenever it's convenient for you and on the platform you prefer. Hoopla also offers the ability to download to mobile devices. So if you regularly go somewhere where you may not receive good service, it's great to download these to your mobile device so you have on-demand watching without having to worry about reception for your device. There is so much more to cover with Hoopla, and we are so excited to offer it to our community. Please feel free to reach out to a librarian or a staff worker at the library to get recommendations, answer questions, or receive device support. We thank you so much for your support, and we look forward to speaking with you. Thank you for stopping in, everyone.
Oh, look, a redhead. Staring contest. You still got it.
I know.
Come alive with the forest.
The dad was cute.
You were looking right at us.
Visit discovertheforest.org to find a forest near you.
My name is Amy Drake. I'm the coordinator at the Senior Center. The Senior Center is housed within the Activities Center building. We're excited to continue rolling out more activities as we move towards a total reopening of all of our activities and events going on at the Senior Center. So right now we're excited to have pickleball, walking, aerobics. Aerobic classes, our Tuesday and Friday class, our Wednesday chair exercise class. Yoga is back 2 days a week. We've also added Zumba. Our quilters and our knitters are resuming this coming week. A lot of those activities that I mentioned are drop-in activities that may have a small fee associated with them. Most of those are for instructor-led classes and that type of thing. But membership is required for the Senior Center. It is $5 per calendar year for a Shelby Township or Utica resident and $10 for a non-resident. So most of the activities that we have going on right now are limited capacities due to the current regulations. So we ask that people visit our Shelby Township website at shelbytwp.org and follow the Parks and Recreation link to the Senior Center page. That will allow you to find the Sign Up Genius links for each of our activities, and you can go on and sign up and see available times for each activity. Because things are changing so rapidly in this situation that we're in with COVID, we are trying to open to more people and trying to provide more available time. So looking on those Sign Up Genius links really is the best way to find out what's available and at what times. And then we'll start adding some of our special events as the capacity limits inside the building increase and or the weather gets better so that we can host them outside. We are excited to provide these services and to get people back engaged in the community just as quickly and as safely as we can. So we're looking forward to what's coming in the next few months and the ability to return to full normal and the use of the Senior Center from everybody who wants to come and join us.
The Burgess Shadbush Nature Center has opened up for programming, and one of their first events had to do with maple syrup.
So today our homeschool program was on maple syrup, on how to identify a maple tree and the process of tapping and boiling down the sap to make sugar.
A brief presentation would explain how they extracted this sweet stuff.
So we discussed different methods of collecting the sap from the indigenous peoples that started maple syrup collection up to how we do it here today, how the pioneers have done it, and how some of the bigger producers also use machinery to do it.
The group headed outside to one of the Nature Center's many paths to find a sugar maple tree.
Out on the trail, we identified a maple tree, and we took bark crayon rubbings of the bark so that we could see how the bark compares to other trees. And we found a dead log and used some hand drills to drill holes like we would if we were back in the pioneer days tapping the trees.
Participants also got to make a craft and drill into a fallen tree to emulate how pioneers would extract sap from a maple tree.
You can also try where there's already a crack in the woods.
And being one of the first events in the Burgess Shadbush Nature Center, what was that like?
It's kind of bizarre at this point to have people back in the Nature Center. I wasn't sure. It's like starting all over again in front of people.
Living in Shelby Township, I'm Andrew Shelsky.
Humans have been gathering around fires, sharing stories for centuries. It appears these hot ashes are about to be dumped, which could possibly start a wildfire.
Oh my gosh, bear!
Wait just a minute. Is that the Smokey Bear?
He scared us.
How will Smokey deal with such a hot situation? Precisely. The garden hose defense. Next, a thorough stir. Then another spray. And finally, the true test. Feeling if the ashes are cool. It looks like they are. Bravo.
Wait, do you mind if we could just...
Ah yes,
really quick?
the selfie. A ritual practiced so frequently with this tribe. But not so much by Smokey Bear.
Just 1 second, Smokey, quick.
Only you can prevent wildfires.
I work for the Shelby Township Parks and Recreation Department. I'm the recreation programmer. All of our drop-in activities for youth and adults happen at the Shelby Township Activity Center, which is at 21 in Hayes. We have drop-in volleyball, which is going on tonight and also Mondays. We have drop-in pickleball, which is Tuesdays and Saturdays, and then we also have drop-in for youth as well, including basketball and dodgeball, which depends on the week, but typically is Thursday and Saturday as well. For residents of Shelby Township or the city of Utica, it's $2 for drop-in. For non-residents, it's $4. Some of the drop-in activities, we do have age restrictions. So for the drop-in volleyball and the drop-in pickleball, it's 18 and up. For the youth things, it kind of goes based on grade. So basketball, we have from 4th to 9th grade, and then we have 10th, 11th, and 12th. And then for dodgeball, I believe it goes from 4th until 9th grade. We just got a really cool new calendar on our website, just shelbytwp.org. If you go to the Parks and Recreation page, the calendar is listed there with all of our offerings after 5 o'clock, and then the Senior Center drop-in activities as well are listed on that calendar. I think it's a combined effort between Parks and Recreation staff. You know, volleyball was big for me because I play volleyball with the group, and then pickleball is just in such high demand. It's an incredibly popular sport in Shelby Township. We also have residents who, you know, will call in and say, hey, I think you should do open youth basketball or open dodgeball. You know, we had someone recommend badminton, so we're going to try and fit in an hour or two of badminton during the week as well. Our intern Bree actually came up with the dodgeball, which is catching on, and I think kids are having a lot of fun with that. So it's kind of a combined effort between the staff and residents of Shelby and Utica.